Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time it is for you, I'm Cyclone. Time for our Let's Play Train Simulator Classic. I decided to just go ahead and get this last scenario out of the way because I do really want to play that custom scenario I've mentioned a couple times now. So I'm going to get this out of the way. We're going to go straight over to that custom scenario after this because the custom scenario will also be using a -8, just like the other scenarios here. So I already am familiar with the train. Don't have to look at any of these other trains down here, including that anniversary one, which is down here. So I don't have to look at any of those yet. We're just going to get this Florida storm out of the way, and then we're going to see what this custom scenario has to offer. So today's scenario, Silver Star has been delayed by 2 hours due to a storm. You've finally been given clearance to proceed while the storm starts to pass. Start at Deerfield Beach and finish at Miami Airport. Let's go. Good evening, engineer. You are currently delayed by 2 hours due to a nasty storm. You have been given clearance to proceed now the storm is passing. We'll see about that. Open the doors and allow passengers to board here at Deerfield Beach before departing. That I will do immediately, and we will get ready to depart in a moment. So notice the pickup task requires us to pick up immediately. So we're picking up our passengers. Let's look outside. And just like that, we're off. You can see our passenger boarding instruction has completed while we were looking outside. Everything is on except the wipers, which we just turned on. So we should be ready to go here. So leaving Deerfield Beach, our first stop will be Fort Lauderdale, Broward. We have about 14 miles to go to reach that destination. And you can see we have 20 minutes to get to that destination as well, which tells me something's not going to be going normal along this path. Now, because we had no starting signal, I don't know what our first signal is going to be. So we're going to go ahead and be a little cautious here to make sure we know what we are dealing with up ahead. So I'm going to take the speed down now that we are approaching the signal. And as I approach the signal, I am seeing all reds on both tracks up ahead. That's a good sign. That's a good sound. So I'm going to start slowing down because I think I'm going to have to... Or that just turned yellow. Did I just see it turn yellow? I did. We can go. But since we have a yellow, we have to expect a red signal up ahead. So I'm going to go ahead and get up to a decent enough speed for traveling. We're going to have to slow down for the next signal pending signal change. I'm trying to decide if I want to keep it at 40 or 45 miles per hour. Let's say 40 and we'll see what happens. Since we're on a yellow, I think that's actually what we're limited to. I think we're limited to 40 miles per hour. And we're going to loosen speed. So I might actually travel just slightly above it and let this train coast, because we got a long signal block here. So I'm not too concerned for the time being. So while I get started, I'll just note that the bonus scenario I want to do on this route, I don't know if I'm going to have time to do it tomorrow or not. My mother's been doing some... my mother's been doing some house renovations, and I've been getting called out a lot, so it's been eating into my recording time. And I know I mentioned that before. It sounds like an excuse. She's almost done. I think we're almost through that, so I'm going to have some more time for doing some stuff soon, I think. We're going to have a well-deserved break from that. So I expect some time to do more advanced recording soon. So we're going to see if I'm able to get the second scenario out for Wednesday, which I think is tomorrow as you're seeing this. I'm going to see if we can do that. I may have to put that off until next week. I have not determined yet what's going to happen. That said, I've been looking at the Chatham mainline sections, and I noticed there's actually another set of 375 scenarios on the Medway Valley line. I might go back to the Medway Valley line and do those before I go to Faversham. I actually am strongly considering that. I'm going to wait on the Dover route, but I am strongly thinking of going to the Medway Valley line so I can have some variety between the lines as I start doing the 465 on those routes. So I think I may just do that. I am considering that option. And so much for staying at 40 miles per hour. That's not happening. So I hope you like the first two Medway Valley, or not, I mean Chatham mainline scenarios. We're going to go from there and see what happens. I do, of course, still want to go to Faversham, though. I may do that after the Medway Valley line, and after also doing the extra scenario on this. If I don't have time to do it for tomorrow, I will put it out next Tuesday. Because you will like this scenario. Speaking of, make sure you do like this video and subscribe to the channel. Subscribing is free, of course. So is liking stuff. Nice little benefit to those things. We're just going to coast along here for a moment and see if we can get another signal. There is our next signal coming up right there. I believe that was the Pompano Beach station that we just went through. Three miles from Deerfield Beach. Didn't want to do that. So peering ahead, I see it looks like all red signals on my side. I saw green on the other, so I'm going to slow down just a little bit just in case. Let's bring that speed down a wee bit. I believe there are air brakes on this unit, so I'm not going to overdo it on the braking. I'm going to let this one off temporarily when I get down to about 15. I will hit the brakes another time, take down to 0 if I have to. Right now, it looks like it is all still red up ahead there. I'm not going to worry about the whistle board right now because I'm not going to stop in the crossing. I have no interest in doing that. We have a yellow. I was a little early on the horn, so I'm going to redo the cycle. And we're good to go at a yellow signal. So we have to continue to expect that we're going to have another red up ahead. We have no choice. We have to expect it. There is a 60 speed limit up ahead as well. That red is for a siding off the track, so we're not worried about that. Of course, the thing I want to know is why we were given permission to go, but yet another train, a freight train, was routed in front of us. Aren't the freight trains supposed to wait for us as a passenger train? Oh wait, we're in America. Never mind. And I say that because freight seems to be given priority over everything in the United States and Canada, for that matter. It's not just the United States. Freight seems to get priority over everything, which is kind of silly. There are not enough train journeys in Canada, and they charge way too much for them. I think it costs hundreds of dollars just to travel to the other side of the country. Hundreds of dollars. In the UK, you can travel across the entire UK for what, a couple £100? I haven't looked up train tickets in the UK yet lately, but I do think I remember the number 187 on a ticket from Penzance to Aberdeen. I could be thinking of simpler times, I don't know, but someone correct me on the current prices of train tickets between Penzance and Edinburgh. The one-a-day train, that much I do know. So since we are under... Oh, we're losing time now. I think we are actually expected to go now. We might be expected to go. This is a long go until the next signal. I'm just going to go ahead and accept it. Signal check. Is that still all red? No, that's not all red, is it? No, that looks like a green signal, actually. I'm going to take the brakes off. That is a green signal. Okay, we are good. We are good to go. Unnecessary panic there, thinking that was a different signal. So yeah, we are clear. We're going to go full line speed at this time. Just another zoom in just to be safe. That is a green signal. We are good to go. Storm has indeed cleared, so you can see that everything looks a lot nicer out here now. Boy, those clouds vanished fast, didn't they? In fact, I'm going to turn the wipers off. Now you should be able to stay 5 kilometers under the, or sorry, 5 miles under the limit. Swear jar. Diddly-ding. And that should allow us to gain a little bit of time, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen on this ETA or not, because I think back in the time this was made, timetables were not that friendly as they are today in some cases. At least the game timetable wasn't. Ah, we are gaining time. Perfect. Right around 60, we are gaining time. This appears to be another station here. I just have to remind myself which station it is. That might be Fort Lauderdale itself. Because Fort Lauderdale, Broward would be along here. There's also Fort Lauderdale Airport somewhere in here as well. In fact, let's just double check what that was. That's where we're going. Oh, I'm wrong. This is Cypress Creek. My bad. And you can see as we move ahead that the next station is indeed the one we're going to, which is Fort Lauderdale, Broward. So we are good to go as far as that goes. And we are indeed gaining time, so I'm not too worried about maintaining speed limit right now. Being a little under is fine. Because we're going to have to wait at the station anyway. We're 4 3/4 miles away from Fort Lauderdale, Broward at this time. Probably just taking a drink there. I think I saw a whistle board there. There we are. So we're cruising at 59 miles per hour, which is exactly where I want to be right now. Perfect speed for me at this time. Whistle board. I'm down to 57, so I've increased my speed again. Or my throttle, rather. As long as we continue to get green signals, I have nothing to worry about. I don't think that was my whistle board. Oh, maybe that was my whistle board. Okay, I just saw it. That is my whistle board. Hey, I didn't hear that train blow its horn. What gives? 45 is our upcoming speed limit, so I'm going to go ahead and leave my throttle completely off at this time. I'm slightly nervous about the fact I'm going to have to brake twice in this period, so I might actually do a small brake right now to get our speed down, because we are definitely on time here. With no question whatsoever in my mind, we are going to be on time. So I'll put a very small brake application on just to get the speed down a little bit here. That is doing nothing. There we go. That helps maintain speed nicely, so that's what we're doing. Enough of that. So we are going to have to make our stop at Fort Lauderdale, Broward in about 3/4 of a mile. We are going to be doing that as necessary. I'm going to go ahead and do a small break again just to get our train down to a slower speed. We can crawl in at 15 now and we're good. Coming upon the regular ad for a big burger. Coming into the station right now. Giving a little toot there just to show that, yeah, we're here. That's us. We're your train. I mean, there's no one here, but we are your train. Oh, there's a person there. Okay. There's person here. Ah, there's people here. Excellent. Excellent. I think we're going to make this stop right where I want to. Look at this. Beauty. That's a thing of beauty right there. Doors are open at Fort Lauderdale, Broward, track number 1. Leaving Fort Lauderdale, Broward. Our next stop is Hollywood. We only have about 7.5 miles to go to get to Hollywood. We have about 10 minutes to make this stop. 45 miles per hour is our speed limit. It's starting to rain again. Didn't they say the storm had passed? Come on. Really? Must be summer. It's like this in the summer in Florida. Source, I've been there. I remember going to Disney World and wearing ponchos. I remember sitting on a park bench at 8 o'clock in the evening and in the Epcot to watch a fireworks show. And the normal evening fireworks show there. They were doing it back when I was there too, a long, long time ago. And let's turn the speed down, why not? And I still remember they actually came over to us. We've been sitting there for half an hour because that show's popular. People stake out their seats in advance for that show. So we had been on that bench for at least half an hour, sitting in the rain, mind you, in ponchos. And they wanted to do some electrical work with a light in the area, and for safety reasons, they wanted everyone out of the area. Oh boy, did that turn into an argument saying we better make sure we get our seat back because we don't want someone else taking our seat after we've been sitting here for all this time. The concern was taken to heart because as soon as the light work was over, the guy who my mother had been talking to walked right over to the bench, stood at it, and basically told everyone else, get lost, it's reserved. So we got our bench back. The rain eventually cleared, we saw the fireworks show. So yeah, we have to give it an A for service on that one. So I think we are on a bit of a downhill gradient, and my train is trying to respond to that gradient. So I'm going to take my speed back down by a few miles here, just to make sure I don't speed. The gradient is now reducing. I didn't plan my speed increase for that gradient, it seems. Is this Fort Lauderdale Airport we're passing right now? I can't tell. Not sure anymore. I feel like I missed it, but I didn't look at it in time. That's on me. Nice view out the window here. Airplane coming in. This is Fort Lauderdale Airport probably coming up right here, actually. At least the airport itself, if not the station. So the station might have been a little further back here. And this window view is brought to you by our sponsor, Palm Trees. Get yours today. Yeah, I feel like we did miss the station back there. At least I missed the station back there, most likely. Because we're on a bit of a leftward curve right now. And that takes us somewhere else. Green signal. So back in the cab we're going to go before I speed. That leftward curve indeed was after the airport. So I think we are on a straight stretch right now up to Hollywood. Hollywood will be somewhere in this straight stretch up ahead. In fact, I can tell you it'll be about 3.75 miles. There's another train going by. A fun little fact, Hollywood is a station that's located on both this track and the track that's off to our left that we don't see on this DLC. It is a station on both tracks. They both have different services that utilize them. The other track also has Aventura on it as a station stop as well, because Aventura is a little bit away from this track. Our track actually curves away towards the south west just before Aventura on the other track. So we don't even come anywhere near serving that station. Green signals continue. And we have a 45 coming up, so I'm going to take my throttle off at this point. The 45, of course, is right before Hollywood. We have a mile and a half to go. Just to be clear, this is not, for those who are from elsewhere in the world, this is not the Hollywood of fame and legend. This is Florida. The Hollywood that is of fame and legend is the other Hollywood, which has, well, you know, all the fame and legend in California. The other, I was trying to say the other palm tree state, another palm tree state, but didn't want to come out. Now you're probably wondering what this station is, and I honestly forget. So we're going to look as we go by. Then I'll go back and I'll tell you what it is. Oh, we saw the sign for it right there, but I just didn't catch it. So that is a station. What station is that? That, as you can see right here, was Sheridan Street. We need to get our speed down to 45, and I didn't do it early enough, so I'm doing a slightly heavier brake than I would like to. Perfect. Now we are going to be early, so I'm going to go ahead and bring our speed down again, so we can try to plan our stop nicely again. I thought that was a signal up ahead, but it's actually a bridge. Signal's actually at the end of the platform. So we actually do have a star signal at Hollywood. Maybe I shouldn't have slowed down that early for Hollywood. We could be cutting it a little close on our stop here, but we should be all right. We're entering the platform right now. We have half a minute to stop. All right. The entire train will not fit into this platform. In fact, I probably could have put the engine on the other side of the platform, so one car is barely in. Doors may or may not be open on it, but the rest of the doors are open at Hollywood. Leaving Miami Airport, or sorry, leaving Hollywood rather. Our next stop is Miami Airport. We're leaving at a 40. We are leaving at a 45-mile-per-hour speed limit, and still massive storms. And obviously a green signal as well. That's a different story. So you have 25 minutes of travel to get to Miami Airport. We do have a few more stations to see along the way here. To ensure I don't speed, I'm just going to chop my throttle down when I get to about 42. Okay, any crossings can live for a minute. Let's just see what other stations we have here. There is quite a stretch of track that still remains, as you can see. So we're going to be starting in this area down here. We're going to see no stations, actually, until we get down to about this point right here. So the first station we're going to see along the way is going to be Golden Glades. That's what we're going to see up there. Let's keep our speed around the 45-mile-per-hour limit here. We're going to be going to a 79, which basically means for trains that are capable of going faster and using in-cab signaling. They have access to in-cab signaling. I don't know if we have any of those trains running on this route, but this one is not one of those trains, so we're limited to 79. What that means is that if we hit 80.1, we are seen as speeding, because 80 is the fastest we're allowed to go. So interesting little design by the developers to make sure we limit ourselves to 80 miles per hour. Might also be a realistic design thing as well. It might be real. They might actually require trains on the real line to go at 79. One way or the other, it's a nice way to ensure we can't crash 80. Looks like there might be a station over on that side over there. Or is that just a car park? That might just be a car park. Or a restaurant or something. I didn't see the crossing indication. Oranges! There's our green indicator, so we're going to get ready to speed up to 279 ourselves. A little too quickly, it looks like. Okay, take that off. Let's do it. Now, for anyone who looked at that stretch of track I brought up earlier and wondering how that takes 25 minutes, let's remember there's some slow yard travel in there on the way to Miami Airport. We have to go through Hialeah Yard, and I think we have to drop down to about 20 miles per hour to do that, if my memory serves correctly. So, yeah. It gets slow. As I said, these tracks were not designed for passenger traffic. They were designed for freight. And they don't care about passenger traffic, those freight companies. Oops. So I'm sitting at 79 right now. I'm going to let it decrease a little bit because we do have a few miles of variance here. That said, our current ETA does not appear to be fluctuating, so it may be that there may be a blockage up ahead that we're going to have to keep an eye out for. And once that blockage clears, then our own arrival time will be able to be estimated. Actually, the time did decrease a little bit, so I guess it is actually estimating it. Which is a good sign. Got a few signals close together here, probably for a yard entry point, or a siding entry point, I should say. Oh, we're getting some kind of alert up ahead. I think we have a yellow. Or maybe a reduction in speed. Appearing ahead. No, that's a green signal. So it's probably a reduction in speed indication that we're getting. Turning on the brakes for a 45-mile-per-hour speed limit up ahead. We're going to let our speed shear off a little bit. We did make up some time on the section we were just traveling through. In fact, I'm a little early getting my speed down, so I might actually lose a few seconds back to the timetable gods. So let's go ahead and leave it around 50 for the time being. Take the rest of that speed off, down to 45. And there we go. Throttle on so we maintain. That'll do. .45 is now our speed limit as we cross that sign. And that's probably the only other case of 45 we're going to get. Now, I have been trying to follow where we are on the line. The light is making it very difficult. It's kind of hard to see much out there unless we zoom in. I want to give you the cab view. So I'm kind of losing my sense of where I am here. I know I mentioned Golden Glades, and I think I saw Golden Glades pass. I'm kind of expecting Opelika, however you say it. So that's the next station that I would be expecting to see. But again, I may have already passed it. I think we go through it on all tracks, though, so I don't think we've seen it yet. I'm not getting every single crossing. Well, it's a video game. The green signals continue. So we know we can proceed at line speed to the next signal. This would be Opelika. In fact, I see the sign. It is definitely Opelika. That means right after the station we're going to have a curve to the left. This will take us through Hialeah Yard. We're going to see the path that leads to Miami Station, Miami Amtrak Station, I should say, going off to our left at some point with Hialeah Yard. Actually, that might not be Hialeah Yard, or is it? I'm just thinking. No, it is Hialeah Yard. Stop doubting myself. It looks like we have a 40 up ahead, so I said something about a 20. Nah, it's a 40. Might be a 20 later. Getting some kind of a warning. I don't see any or hear any alarm with it, which is the annoying part. We're supposed to see the warning, but we're not hearing it. So I wonder if there's something just wrong with the audio in this train or what gives with that. But I should be hearing this warning. Is that a train? It is a train. As you can see, that is a silver meteor service. We have a flashing green, so we will proceed under that flashing green designation. That might be telling us to go down to 40 kilometers an hour. I'm not 100% on that. I will see if I can find an answer for you, because I have not done US stuff for a while, so my signaling knowledge is kind of fading right now, and I want to make sure I give you the right information here. That was a limited clear. So we are through turnouts, crossover signs, and such over. It's going to be limited speed through those things and then proceed at line speed, basically. What is limited speed? Well, I need to confirm that is not exceeding 45 miles per hour. Since line speed is 40, I don't think that signal really means anything right now. We're gaining some good ETA seconds here, which I like to see. We are 5 miles, or is that 6? 5 miles and change from Miami Airport. Down under 5 now. 40 appears to remain our speed limit. Looks like we are going to take 3 minutes to go every 2 miles here, so I know there are slower speeds coming up, but if we were not getting slowed down further, we would probably be there in about 7 minutes. That said, I know there are some 30s, maybe even 25 or 20 up ahead. I think 25 might be Miami Airport Station. I don't know for sure. But one way or the other, we do have slowdowns to expect up ahead, and we do have time to work with as a result. Now, I don't know for sure whether Miami Amtrak already left the track here. I wasn't paying full attention, I have to admit. But if we take a quick peek over at the stuff over there, you can see there are tracks over here. And that appears to be a car park right there that we're not worried about. And that appears to be more tracks. So yeah, Miami Amtrak is somewhere in this section over here. We're just going to travel along with the train on the other track there. We should have a green signal. Miami Amtrak is somewhere up here. In fact, I will zoom ahead now. You can see work trucks over here, and I didn't actually catch the station. Actually, it's right over there. I see it on the left. It is on the left. I came over to see the green signal, so we are good to go. If I come over on the left, you can see Miami Amtrak station right here. That is the end of the line on this side over here. There's the baggage claim. We did come here in a previous scenario. On the other side of the station is a balloon track that we will get to see in a future setting. So the balloon track is right here. That's the balloon track that you see right there. And then over here is just, of course, city. So back to our train. I have a signal to clear. I have done so. That's probably a speed warning again. So we're now on the thoroughfare directly to Miami Airport. Oh, we have a double yellow here, so this could be a red signal up ahead. We only have 3 miles to go, so it probably means we are not clear into Miami Airport Station. There is a single track somewhere in this area, so that probably is related. So we're going to keep an eye out for speed limit change signs, and we're going to keep an eye out for this potential red signal that we might have to deal with. re-increase the speed for a moment because we are losing a little time, and I want to make sure I have lots of time to stop at the buffer because I do not want to run into the buffer naturally at Miami Airport. That is the end of the line. There is indeed a 20 coming up here. So my memory of a 20 was correct, just where was not. Why did I think it was through Hialeah Yard? On the actual yard tracks, it would be 20. I know that. But for some reason, I thought the main track was also going to 20. I'm wrong. It's a 40. This was confirmed. So we're gaining a few seconds back before I slow down, because I'm going to lose those seconds when I slow down. Oh, there's actually a potentially red signal up ahead, so let's go ahead and actually slow down a lot earlier now that I think about it. And if I peer ahead, that is an all red. No, actually we have a yellow. We're yellow. Never mind. We are yellow. We're good. Single yellow for us. There go my seconds. There go my seconds. Will I get that last little bit in time? I will not. Just a quick little air brake there should bring it down the rest of the way. I feel like I'm wasting the air brake now, so I better not touch it for a moment. Need to make sure I stay down low enough that I don't need the air brakes. We have 5 minutes to our stop. Rather, 5.5 minutes. Which is plenty of time because we only need about 4 of those minutes for this part of the journey. But we had a single yellow aspect. And we are still on multiple tracks right now, but I still distinctly recall that it merges to a single line at some point. There could be a train leaving Miami Airport that we have to wait for. A very, very strong possibility. In fact, if I peer ahead at Miami Airport, let's actually do that. That's me. So if I peer ahead at Miami Airport, you can see, actually there's no one in the station. We are cleared right into track 3. So, yeah. We just have to make sure the signal does permit us entry, and it should at this point because everything's lined up for us. So I think we are going to be okay. I was fully expecting a train in the platform. Oh, this is another station, by the way. This is just, this is the market station. I can't remember its name right now, but I'll try to find out for you very, very quickly. Ah, I did remember. Hialeah Market Station. Hialeah Market. I did not trust myself. It happens. So peering ahead at the signal, that is a red signal. We are approved to pass the signal of danger. Okay, I don't know why we had a red signal, but we have been approved to pass the signal of danger. That has been done. We're going to keep our speed down at our speed limit. I think we can turn the wipers off this time. And there is Miami Airport. This is the single track that I mentioned as well. You notice it was a single track as we went up to the signal as well. The other one branched off towards a metro line. So you have 2.5 minutes to plan to be stopped here. I want to give myself that extra 15 seconds. That's a metro line going over our train as well. So let's look up at that line. That is a metro. And it goes off. to the somewhere. Actually, the metro ends here as well. This is the end of the metro line just as much as it is for us. They just stop over. They just stop over to our right. So we did do a scenario leaving Miami Airport. This is our first time entering Miami Airport. I'll bring a small amount of speed off to prepare for the stop, maybe. We'll see how good our buffer stops are today in a long train. Take a little more speed off. Excellent. One last car to get in, we can stop. The last car is in, we can stop. And that is arrival at Miami Airport 15 seconds early. Let's look at our train. Our passengers will disembark further up the platform there. And that is the termination of this train and this service and the original 8 scenarios on this DLC. It took me a little while to get here, but we got here. And if I have the ability and the time, I will have another video out tomorrow. But this does depend on my time, as I seem to be very, very valued locally for me, what I'm doing right now with my family and other things. Achievement unlocked, by the way. Miami, careful through the storm is the achievement. We're going to see that in a moment. Phew! Glad to see that the storm has blown over. Well done. All stops completed with no problems. Off to the scoring screen. I've also picked up another achievement called the Full House. That means I've completed all 8 scenarios. So I got my Careful Through the Storm, and I got Full House. At least I believe I believe Full House is completing all the scenarios. I'm just going based on my guess here. So we have all that done. And that's all the achievements for the main DLC. I believe there could be another one for driving the train that I may have forgotten about, but I think I got that too. So yeah, if I need to get those achievements, I'll get them again doing other scenarios at some point here, probably on my own, may not be on camera. But yeah, that scenario all done. Everything's fine. So next time I do a plan, next time on this route anyway, may not be the next video. Depends again on my time for tomorrow to get it done for tomorrow. But my next time on this route, I do have a special scenario I do want to play. After that, I will eventually be doing other DLC on this route. But for right now, that includes a scenario pack, by the way. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and leave this as it is, knowing I may or may not get back to this for the Wednesday video. Normally, I don't publish on Wednesday, but I want to see if I can get this out. No guarantees. I'm probably going to do it next week because I don't want to stress myself too much before I have to disappear for another day that I need to use to prepare that video. So I might just leave it and we'll see what happens. I might get it for next week, and that's probably what I'm going to do. I might just do it next week. But I do want to get you that video, and I will get it for you. I know for sure on the weekend I do want to go back to the Chatham Main Line to the Medway Valleys, so we're going to see if we can do that for the weekend because I do want to keep playing those 375 scenarios. And we do have a different route back and forth that we can do now on the Medway Valley line. I really do want to show you that, so we're going to try and look at that. However, other than that, we're pretty much all set here for this scenario today. Have a wonderful day, evening, night, whatever it is for your part of the world. I'm Cyclone. Again, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time for more Let's Play Train Simulator Classic. Bye bye.